mine. 2438. Is that what yours says, 2438?
The answer is no. I might have entertained it.
Right.
Okay, hold on.
It's 3/5,
439
correct.
came.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, great.
I get
Thank you. Charlene, we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:34, 6:33, I should say.
find it.
Doherty.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Hold on. Doug Thompson,
I'm here.
Katie Knudsen.
I'm here.
Richard Anthony,
Here.
Ted Carbs,
Here.
Margot Collins.
Here.
Larry Gladhill is
He's
excused.
excused, he's traveling for work.
Okay, Nolan Pelletier,
Present.
John Sherman is excused. Jada Roche, Tyler Shorman,
Tyler's excused.
okay, and Greg Colby.
Yeah.
All righty.
All right, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Charlene, thank you for sharing the minutes. I already proposed one adjustment to the minutes. She had the ending time incorrectly. I'm not sure if anybody else has any adjustments to the minutes from last week.
Just went through yesterday.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from December 9th, time with the end time adjustment of
8 o'clock, exact.
8 PM.
Second.
Any discussion or any other edits to the minutes? Nope. All in favor of the motion as it's presented?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? All right, thank you. No public comment right now. The first budget that's remaining, so there are two additional budgets that aren't on the agenda that were missed on the agenda. We also have to get through advertising and welfare in addition to what's on the current agenda. To my reconciliation, those are the two that we have, those two in addition to what's listed haven't been covered yet.
Would that be new business or is that an adjustment to the actual?
It's an adjustment to the agenda. So beyond, once we get past conservation, we're gonna do advertising and then welfare.
Point of information.
Yes, sir.
Last week I asked you about that information as that's not in our folder. Have we gotten that yet?
The right to know?
Yeah.
Yep. Greg, have any status update on the right to knows as proposed by Ryan 3 weeks ago or so?
He was,
As we motioned to receive.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No, but we made a motion to receive that information is Nolan's question.
we responded to Mr. LeBrecq. I was not aware that this board wanted it, so.
That was motioned, Mr. Colby, that was motioned over a month ago.
So do you have that information? Could you share that with us? Not obviously right this second, but could you share that with us?
Mr. Chair, did you ask Mr. Colby for that information?
We asked at the meeting, so apparently we did ask at the meeting. I haven't asked since that meeting.
So it was motioned in the meeting and there's been no follow-up, even after last meeting, Mr. Chair?
Well, there are a lot of motions that are made. I'm just assuming I'm assuming it got done somehow. It didn't happen.
Well, it was, the right to know was responded to the person who requested it. If we can get it to you guys, then we'll get it to you guys. Right?
All right, well,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
I'll take responsibility for that tomorrow.
No, obviously, it's not an issue because it's not important and we're not getting information in a timely manner. Like I said before, I stated it before, obviously, we're just plowing through this. So in that spirit, I'm going to make a motion to just pass all budgets as proposed.
Second it.
All right, any discussion?
Sorry, was the second?
Richard, any discussion to the proposal as is presented by Nolan? All right, all in,
Well, wait just a second. So the motion, are you talking about all the ones that are left over?
What is on our agenda and the two added ones as well. I just feel like, we can I mean, if I can speak to it, that's fine. I think it's already open for debate. I've learned how to read a room. I've sat here meeting after meeting. We pass every budget really without any consideration or actually looking into it. We haven't received information in a timely manner. And I think that, I don't know about you, my time is important and I don't mind giving it to this, but if we're just going to plow through it, I think we should just pass it as a block.
okay,
It's been consistently done that way. The only talk about a reduction was to a actual budget that was reduced by $30,000. So like, I am for a reduction. And I would say that I think the only other reduction that has happened on this budget was the statistical reevaluation. And in regards to that, I think that I know that myself, and there's probably numerous people in this town that are tightening their belts and trying to, make, pay their taxes. They're also, right now is not the best time economically. And we continually push this burden onto the taxpayers. The removal of the statistical reevaluation is a savings initially, but actually is a hindrance to, in my opinion, to the taxpayers. The tax burden has been disproportionately pushed on to the taxpayers. We obviously, as a town, don't want to reevaluate commercial property, and we're, in that effort, we're pushing it on to the taxpayers, which is a completely different issue. But we're not even trying to adjust our budget to do that. So I think.
How would you suggest we reevaluate commercial properties? We are driven by state law. We can't separate residential and commercial. They have to be
same rate.
the same rate.
They're not the same rate.
The tax rate.
They're not the same rate. And
Evaluation.
It's been said by multiple board members that they don't want to go to court and fight commercial properties over tax, it's not even proportional tax raises. So I don't know what the town has to do. I don't know if taxpayers actually have to band together and then sue the town as a group, because we're not being represented. And if we're not being represented, we at least owe it to the townspeople to at least try to tighten things up here. And when people say there's no wiggle room in a budget, that is a large concern to me. And
All right, so
that's
I guess, can we get back to your motion on
Sure.
approving the rest of the budgets?
great.
Are you done? Are you done talking?
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to make a motion to like,
Well, we already
is
have a motion on the floor, so Nolan was just explaining his point of view.
he's talking. It's the
Yes.
discussion part of it.
Yes, it is discussion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we're going to go through the motions here and just feign it and not work on anything, then I feel like I can use my time better elsewhere. And then that's not saying that like I'm not willing to put in time here, because I am. But it seems like that's not what we're doing. So I'd rather just really just push it forward, and then hopefully the town will vote for the default budget and we can go from there.
Okay. Points heard. Any other discussion in regards to the motion on the floor?
No, I mean, there's been multiple budgets that have come before this committee that were already cut from last year by department heads or the Board of Selectmen. One off the top, health, is down $30,000 than what it was last year. You laugh, but you're blinding. Nope, listen,
So-
I got to listen to you. It's
Okay,
your turn
go
to
ahead.
Listen to me.
Right. And also rec.
Your AMREC, and I believe,
believe.
political with the voting machines, that was down an additional $200,000. And then your planning board did the exact same thing, brought it here, and you're like, oh, we did all these savings, which all these other people did. Mind you, the Board of Selectmen actually voted for the budget of $63,000. And then when Mr. Kane came in, tried to sell it to us for $72,000. We're not rubber stamping. We're doing our due diligence. You can laugh all you want.
Yeah, you are
You can
rubber
laugh all you want.
You are.
You can laugh all you want, but
So I
that's,
will speak to that because
So we have a motion on the floor.
I will speak to that.
Go ahead, Nolan.
I will speak to that because we're talking to a motion. We're actually shifting the cost initially of the health department. We've been overcharging the taxpayers for who knows how many years. We had 60,000 in that for multiple years. So now all of a sudden we can do it in half the time. So saying that we're saving just means that we were overcharging the taxpayers. So that's, if you disagree, that's a difference of opinion, but like we're just shifting the money around.
In all fairness, we also don't know what's happening on the other side of that ledger, that we moved something from the health department to the fire department. I mean, I believe he's a deputy chief now. So he's been,
The health inspector?
Yeah, he's a deputy chief. So we don't know if he's making more money or if there's an actual savings.
I don't think there's a
Just see
change in
that the health
compensation.
department is just reduced by the amount.
It was just
How it
reallocated.
falls, yeah, it's reallocated.
It was reallocated,
We
that's
don't
all.
know, we don't have any visibility into that at all, so.
I think we saw it in the salary line.
you did see it.
I haven't seen a salary line of you.
Well, I saw
That was in one of the motions.
the total salary
Yeah. but-
for the department.
Yes, and to speak to that, I think one of the motions was salary lines but, so I call the question.
Okay, thank you for the motion. Any other discussion in regards to Nolan's motion? All right, all in favor to Nolan's motion as is presented? All opposed? You get that, Charlene? It's 3 to. So it
I
failed.
can't
3
wait to
4.
go through this. This is gonna be great.
So the first budget is zoning.
From last year.
Same as last year. Supplies, postage, publications, and part-time position. Part-time position is really $1,500, so it's really nothing.
Make a motion to approve the zoning budget of $5,350.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion on the zoning budget? All in favor of the zoning budget? All opposed to the zoning budget? Any abstained? Thank you.
One, two,
4-2.
4-2. Yeah, 4-2.
The next is general government buildings. This one was tabled last time we met because I think Larry Gladhill had questions about maintenance contracts. Greg, thank you. You did send an email from the, in regards to that, what was pending. Unfortunately, Larry's not here tonight to speak to his original question. So the total budget is $435,000, up about $7,000 over last year.
The positions. Make a motion to approve the general government buildings of $435,165.
I will second that. I see nothing here to question.
Any discussion or follow-up in regards to the maintenance questions that were proposed a couple weeks ago?
I don't think it makes a difference.
No, I'll state the obvious because no one has any questions. I'm just looking at the actuals from 2025 September. It's $237,000 or $238,000. I mean, projected to spend the full 200,000 by December 31st.
So I know last week you
Miraculously,
shared
probably.
year-to-dates through
Miraculously,
October,
probably.
correct, or November?
Through
Government
November.
works.
What was the from last week? You gave us a year-to-date estimate.
Yes, that was in your folders and that was emailed out.
So year-to-date, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, you spent 318,000, I believe? Is that the same?
$318,584.
And the proposed was,
427,540.
so you're 100,000 short
You got it.
with a month to go.
Not a month to go. I mean, this is the
Well, no, well,
less than a month to go.
no, but as of November 30th, so we had, as of November 30th.
Yeah.
And similar to what I stated before, I'm going to say there's 2 months to go because yes, we are in the middle of December, but that means if we haven't received November billings, we're going to receive those. And we're also going to receive December billings that we will pay in January, but we will accrue back. So there's really 2 more months to go.
So
And
we-
many of the expenses.
So we are on track to spend 100,000 plus in
2 months.
Close to it.
I know a lot of the PMs and things of that nature are done at the end of the year as well. So do I know if we've received billings on all of the septics, all the generators and that? I'm unsure of specifically, but there's nothing that I know of that wouldn't say that we're going to spend, a significant amount of that.
So the answer is yes or no? That wasn't a.
That is a yes, sir.
So we're going to spend $100,000 in a couple months. 2 months.
Projected.
But if you look back at the history as well on here, it shows you the actual budget and the actual.
Okay, that was a question. I guess the answer. So I look forward to seeing that.
I'm just
Thank you.
saying that we have past history that shows you the actual budgeted.
Yeah. I've worked for government jobs. They've been my favorite jobs because the end of the year is the most bountiful time of work. So I actually enjoy it. So
I'll get through this budget, then I have a question for Greg that's unrelated, but it is related. So do we have a motion on the floor, correct?
Made the motion, Mark, will second it.
All right, any other questions in regards to building contracts or building maintenance? All in favor of the budget as is proposed? Any opposed? All right, thank you. Question, Greg. We have a public hearing on January 13th.
Yes.
Will we have December numbers before January 13th? Actuals. Is that it could be unreasonable because it's very close to year end. So I'm asking,
I will have the most up-to-date, yes, that I can provide
before the public hearing.
before the public hearing.
Okay, thank you. Then we can share that, and we'll share that publicly.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. The next budget, if we follow in order, the cemeteries.
It's not the right number.
That's up
$2,000.
over last year.
I got page 15.
Thank you.
Primarily due to maintenance.
Yeah.
Um,
The maintenance line that's gone up $2,000.
So what is the repair, what's the additional repair that's above and beyond last year? Do you know by chance on cemetery?
So there are some stones that need to be repaired that we're aware of. There's possibly other repairs as well. So I'll let Mr. Colby speak to any more of that. But
Cemetery, as Mr. DeRoche has said, there's extra money in there that has been brought, to the attention by the cemetery sexton and also, some of the members of the public about the condition of stones and the like. So, working towards setting some money aside each year to help, make some repairs and, some ongoing fixes, if you will, at the cemetery.
Plus, the cemetery got expanded as well, right?
Yes, it
So
did.
that's-
And where are we in that project? I know they've done the clearing, I know they've added some hot top. Is it close to being done? Or is it done?
The new areas are being mapped out with maps being prepared for lots numbered lots,
Yeah,
plots.
Plots.
Yep, numbered.
And
Like-
with that said, are we, and I wasn't able to ascertain the information I looked for, are we looking at doing a cremation section to, kind of crunch the numbers and keep the space down?
That is a
Part of the
proposed,
plan.
that's part
Okay.
of the future plan, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, do we have we have a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to approve the cemetery's budget of $12,500.
Second.
All right, any further discussion or any further questions? All right, all in favor of the cemetery budget? Any opposed? Any abstained? All right, thank you. The next is inspection. Another order here. What do you have the total budget? I didn't pull it out.
$200,000.
Go back.
Salary line.
So we're at 100.
Five.
So we're at 100.
Yes, Nolan,
We're at 117,000,
year to date.
118,000 currently to date. And we're asking for 200,000 next year, correct?
You're probably looking at the number through October or September, Nolan.
Okay. So what are we current?
148 through November.
Almost 149.
Well, mine says September, so I don't.
Well, there's a supplement to, I think, the last meeting.
Okay.
149,000.
So Nolan's point is we're about 52,000 short again with 2 months to go, roughly.
Are we
right?
50? What are we currently?
52,000. If the proposed is 200, we're at 148.
And we're on track to spend another 50,000 before the end of the year.
In that case, no, the position was vacant for a number of months at the beginning of the year. So no, we will not be spending another 52,000 out of that budget. But it doesn't mean to say that we're not going to spend it next year because we will have a building inspector and an admin for 12 full months.
So how is that? Do we have a current inspector now?
Yes.
Do we have any vacant positions in that department?
No.
What's the salary line item for the inspector?
Do
The-
you recall?
What's that?
The individual inspector?
Yes. The individual inspector, yes.
I believe off the top of my head, it's approximately 88,000.
And the assistant?
Excuse me?
The assistant?
I'm not sure what the assistant's salary is. I'd say the difference between what's in the budget though and the 88.
So there's a $50,000 difference is what Nolan's getting to. But so in that year to date, how many months do we have an inspector? 12 months, 10 months, 6 months? How long?
5.5 months. He started on July 21st.
So it's deficient about 5 months.
It's been vacant for 6.5 months. So at half of 88, that would be 44. So that's most of your 52 right there.
So the healthcare is carried in a different line item. Does that reflect you're carrying extra to fund both of those positions in the HR? Is that where that's covered?
Yes, in the personnel budget.
Know how much those two would be?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Any other questions in regards to the inspection budget?
Make a motion to approve the inspection budget of $200,450.
Second.
All right, any further discussion or questions in regards to the inspection budget? All in favor of the inspection budget as is proposed? All opposed? Okay, any abstained?
520.
Okay. The next budget is highway. This was tabled last time we spoke because there were questions about overtime versus salary for the full-time position. Since we last met 6 weeks ago or so in regards to the highway, that position has been filled. Is that correct, Craig?
That is correct.
And from conversations I had, I believe that person that filled that position actually came in at a higher grade than what we were anticipating.
That is correct.
So we fully staffed for highway at this time?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Which we weren't last time this was on the
We haven't
agenda.
been for 2.5 years.
Correct.
Yes.
It's been, unfortunately, in construction, compared to the private sector, the town doesn't pay, and it's been a very, very difficult position to fill. So I'm very pleased to hear that for the first time in 2.5 years, that position is in fact filled.
And I can honestly speak to every position right now is hard to fill, regardless if it's governmental or non-governmental. So the market is a challenge. I believe that was the only question at the time. I think Mr. Anthony had a question about overtime versus full-time salary. So we tabled this budget, we had further information. That position's been filled. So I don't know if there's any other questions other than the salary that was the reason that this was tabled last time we spoke.
The question was, what was the difference between the salary and the overtime? Was there an answer to that?
Well, we filled the position, so
So so we don't need an answer for it. Got it. Okay.
no, so the position is filled. So regardless of overtime or salary, the budget is actually it's probably underfunded because the salary we're proposing is more than what was budgeted. Greg, correct me if I'm wrong.
It was budgeted as a step 1. He was hired as a step 3.
So actually, the highway department's going to spend more than what's proposed here.
That is correct.
That's my understanding.
Good thing it's a bottom line budget, right? So you could just take from wherever, like the hierarchy of needs, what things that you really want to do, things that you don't want to do, things that you would like to do. But,
Well, I mean, to speak to that, I think the question was it less expensive to pay overtime or hire somebody? And that was the point. But I guess what you said, we don't have the information, and it's, it doesn't.
That position has always been there, but
Yeah,
because,
at a step 1, and now we've hired
but
out.
because it was not filled, in order to get the things done, especially snowstorms, to keep the roads open and safe for ambulance and police and school buses,
No, but
they had to pay overtime.
No, but to also be fair, Dan was making up the shortage on time, his salary. So Dan was making up the time without taking consideration overtime.
Absolutely.
So Dan was doing a lot of this on his, I don't say personal
it's not
time,
like
his
it's a
salary
big
position,
department.
but
Those guys work very hard.
I know, okay. Yep. Do I have a motion for the highway department?
I'll make a motion that we accept the highway department at $1,997,500.
Thank you, Ted.
Second.
Any seconds? Any further discussion?
Just the note over last year, it's up 30,000,
Yeah.
which that's not an awful increase, but it is.
It's less than 3, it's about 3%, less than 3%. And it's all salary related. And if, take consideration, you're filling a position, so salary, it's really hard to cut salary. If there's no further discussion, all in favor of the highway department as is proposed?
5-4.
Any opposed? Any abstained?
520.
Next was street lighting. That was also tabled. I think there was a question about the,
Money owned by Unitil? Those billing questions with Unitil, I believe?
there was billing questions in the current project going on. So you had a problem with Unitil and you were trying to reconcile the open,
That is correct. And in the November report, I have brought everything up to date. So there is 10 months, if I'm not mistaken, 10 months worth of expenses in there with November and December around between $75,000 and $8,000. Street lighting was at 66,807 through November.
I'm gonna make a motion that we pass this. I see no reason for us not to.
So it's 66,000 through November, 2 months to go. So you're going to spend it probably another 13,000 or so at least.
There's about 15,000. There's say roughly 25,000 left in the budget. I would anticipate another 15 towards that, which would leave 10. Now, what we usually do also is, because we have now taken over the street lights, we're also responsible for replacing them. So we will look at what we have for inventory, because we have used several of them. And if they're, with 10,000 left, we will replace some of the street lights before the end of the year going into next year. So there's also money in there to pay Unitil to help replace those, because we don't have the bucket trucks and the expertise to fix and replace. So that's why we have additional money in there as well.
2 random questions. How many streetlights does Plasto have on the streets, if you know? It's a random question, so if you don't have the answer,
It's over 400.
400. And what's the cost for Unitil per hour?
They usually,
If you don't have the answer, that's fine.
I know there's a flat charge of $115 to put
Per light.
per light.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Just,
I'm going to second Margot's motion.
all right. Any other questions or discussions regarding streetlights?
Just that it's a reduction over last year of $6,000.
And why do you think that reduction is? Is it because we're more efficient with the,
Because so part of this program was, there was the lease program where we converted everything to LED. We're in the last year of that lease program.
right?
Payments
So-
for remaining unexpired life of the existing outdoor light fixtures and brackets
Okay.
is what it was. So that was paid off during 2025.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion regarding streetlights? All in favor of the streetlights as proposed? Any opposed? Any abstained?
5-2.
So we also have other governmental, which was also tabled last time, based on questions from Larry regarding government, regarding maintenance contracts, which Greg did share last week. Proposed, last year was 283, proposed budget is
Hold
320.
on, my pages aren't lining up. What page are we on?
20.
20, I believe, I'm sorry, Margaret. So requested is 325, up 20,000 over last year.
So, Mr. Colby, what's the increase for the OGG computer internet? Is that for our contract with SE, our service provider?
Partly, but it's also with end-of-life computer replacement with Windows upgrades and the like. We do have computers that are not able to handle, all of the upgrades. So it's a rotating schedule of replacing machines and the like.
And through November, you've actually expended 316. Last year's budget was 306, so you're actually over budget this year with 2 months to go.
Correct.
Do you see any unusual expenses in November, December, other than what you've expended the first 10 months?
No.
So for example, in this account, you expect to spend probably 330 to 350?
Yes.
So you're going to be over budget by 45K.
Yes.
And with that trend, you're probably going to exceed your proposed budget for next year.
Make a motion to accept the other general government budget for $325,000.
Does Katie have a second on the proposed budget?
Second.
Ted did.
Okay, any other discussion? I don't know if it's off topic, but Greg, you did have an urgency last week in regards to IT, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it is urgent that we maintain IT.
Yes.
Do you want to, in 30 seconds, explain what the IT issue was?
There's been several phishing attempts. We've had to lock down several accounts across all departments over the last month or so. There's just an increase in activity. So it's working with our IT vendors and the like to make sure, it's being handled properly. We have had some employees that have been out of the country that are still answering emails and the like. So, they do their due diligence once something pops up and they shut the accounts down. So,
Thank you. Explain. So,
Are you doing any remedial training or whatever? I mean, phishing is, that's behavior driven. So in other words, someone says, don't
click
Yeah,
here.
we get
Don't download
every
this.
year we get it's a know to be, or I forget the name
Know
of it.
before.
Know before. It's a class you have to take. So as a selectman, we have email. So once the planning board has email, you're probably going to get this class that you have to take. So that we're trained, obviously we train the employees on to deal with these situations. So, and what to look for.
All right, any other questions or discussion in regards to other general government? All in favor of the budget as is proposed? Any opposed? Any abstained?
520.
Thank you. The next one is conservation.
38.
Yep. So last year, the budget was $7,925. This year, it's $8,155, an increase of a couple $100.
Yeah, that's due to water testing.
Yeah.
And that's usually done this time of year, so that hasn't been expended.
Okay.
Because I've asked many years in the past, why is that at zero in November and December?
it's usually an end of year
It's an
expense.
end of year.
It's about a $5,000 expense for just testing alone.
Yeah.
Do we go through a private company on that, or do we go through the state for testing?
State.
I think it's a state, with the assistance of the engineers because of the MS4, the groundwater testing.
Make a motion to approve the conservation budget of $8,155.
Second.
All right, any discussion on the conservation? All in favor of the conservation? Any opposed? Any abstained?
520.
Thank you. Two more budgets tonight. The next one is advertising and regional association. This is mostly annual dues and printing, public notifications.
It's level funded from last year.
Yeah,
What page?
It is page 17.
17.
so the budget last year was 26, you're at 24 with 2 months to go.
That will be static. There could be some, minor notices that get charged there, but for the most part,
It's flat, it's flat funded.
the town report expense is done and the dues are done.
All right. Any motions on the budget as it presented, as it's presented?
I make a motion to approve the advertising regional association budget of $26,000, which is level funded from last year.
Second.
Do I have a second? All right, thank you. Any discussion on the advertising budget? All in favor of the budget? Any opposed? Any abstained? All right. Last budget on the agenda tonight is welfare administration,
Page 34.
34.
page 34. Last year was 36,410. This year it's 36,910, an increase of $500, I believe. I don't see the variance though.
we anticipating any additional, and I think I asked this at the selectmen's meeting as well, but are we, given the state of things, are we anticipating any additional welfare assistance?
I would say yes.
in the last 2 months of the year? So I think
I mean, it's an unknown. We will have some additional, we do outsource the welfare function over to, another company that assistance, can be requested through them, and they work with them on an as-needed basis, but also use other available resources. So,
Right.
But yes, there will be some expense in that account between now and the end of the year.
And how does one seek welfare assistance from the town?
If they need it.
What's the protocol?
They reach out to the company that's Greater Dairy. I forget the exact name, but
Yeah.
they are able to make contact with them, set up an appointment, fill out the appropriate paperwork, and work with them to whether they qualify or not.
And I'm sure the information is on our website, and people can always call the town hall to get referred there as well.
There's a lot of information compared to other towns. There's a lot of information on the website on different agencies and the like to be able to reach out to.
And what kind of help does the town provide if requested? Is it just utilities, or is it rent, or is it?
Rent, utilities, food, the essentials, whatever, it falls under state law, and, to be able to demonstrate the need that they would. I mean, we've even paid for funeral expenses, for those that, can't afford it as well.
And there's a whole process that recipients have to go through to provide detail and stuff. So it's not just, there is some rigor to it. They need to justify the need. So.
Okay, thanks for the clarity there, guys. Any questions in regards to welfare?
No, I think that we should increase that. I think if the school budget passes, we're going to have a lot more people applying.
Okay. Do I have a motion on the floor? Anybody?
I'll make a motion to approve the welfare administration assistance budget of $36,910.
Okay. Second. Give a second, Ted. Thank you.
You want to increase it?
Do I want? I feel like we actually are going to see an increase. So that's all. I mean, if you look at the way we're tracking over the past several years with our budget and in tandem with the school budget, it's definitely unsustainable. And I know there's plenty of families already feeling the crunch because I've had people reach out to me. So, and I don't see. And in that regards, I guess I would tell the general public and the people that reach out to me is to vote for the default budget, because you're not going to find any relief at the budget committee.
Okay.
It's just worth noting that Atkinson's about the same size as Blackstock. It's richer based on total
Valuation.
property. Okay. It's aesthetically it looks different. And their budget's half ours. Just putting that out there. Their operating budget for 2025, I think it's $7,400,000. No, so yeah, $7,207,000. So I mean, it's worth noting. I mean, we have to have everything, and it looks like we're twice as expensive as a town that's
Similar in population.
what's that?
Similar in population.
Similar in population, and it's
With less commercial.
and less commercial. Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
So
Second.
everything is a necessary thing here. So
So we have a motion. We have a first. We have a second. Any other discussion in regards to the?
How much are the property taxes in Atkinson? They're probably just as high.
just saying, their operating budget, they can run their town
Yeah.
half of what we say is absolutely necessary. So
So that's public information. We can share at the public hearing, and we can add supplemental information for the ballot so that we can share Sandown, Danville, and Atkinson. So the voter can decide when on what budget they want to pass?
Just twice as expensive to do the municipal operations.
But you're not comparing apples to apples.
Yeah,
You know,
I think it's.
We can get into it, but like, we're not approving the Atkinson budget, so.
Yeah, but people should know, we're sitting there like, oh my God.
I think we should stay focused and.
I don't mind sharing that information with the public as a supplement to the ballot.
I can say it out loud. The secret's out. Atkinson is half as
There's no
expensive as,
secrets.
Class
Sorry.
Sure, they'd love to have you live there.
Any other discussion in regards to the welfare budget? All right, all in favor of the welfare budget as it's proposed? Any opposed? Any abstained? All right, thank you. New business, old business. So the next thing on the, not tonight's agenda, but the future agenda, we're waiting for the warrant articles to be proposed, finalized. I did share a draft today. I don't want to review a draft until the Board of Selectmen actually vote on them because they could change. Jay, do you want to speak to the schedule and timeline for the finalizing the warrant articles?
Yeah, so right now we're looking at probably next Monday to try to put together a meeting and finalize it, so I'll know more in the next day or so. But if that date doesn't seem to work, we're probably looking at the 29th or the 5th. But working to get a meeting scheduled for next Monday.
So I don't want to meet the
So-
day after the Board of Selectmen finalize. I'd rather meet the week after so we can review the warrant articles.
I mean, to be fair,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, it's like the way we get information, it wouldn't make a difference.
I'm going to go with, we'll try to wait until the week after. Granted,
I mean, we've been getting information the night prior for every single meeting, so I don't see what the difference is anyways. Like I said earlier, we could have voted this, nothing changed. We're rubber stamping everything, we're not changing anything, so we really shouldn't change that model. We can just plow right through it.
okay. Well, thank you for your point of view. I appreciate it. Your public comment. Yes, Richard.
Yeah, just a question.
Yes, sir.
Because I remember we had asked, again, the police department, we had a little back and forth about open positions and things like that. And, and I think it just sort of devolved to, maybe somebody who's on orders isn't going to be here. And all that. But how does it work when somebody's promoted, from, I don't know what, to a lieutenant? Is there a slot on the budget somewhere? It says that, we have a lieutenant, we have a captain, we have a chief. So
We have
at the end of the year, somebody.
There is an organizational chart, yes.
All right, but what I'm saying is that somebody at the end of the year gets promoted, was that an open position? It's not, I assume there's an open position that says lieutenant, right? Or do you just become a lieutenant? And, how's that work?
There's a set amount of positions and he gets a promotion, but there's not an open lieutenant position. He'll went from a sergeant to a lieutenant, and they'll do another sergeant's exam and promote a patrol officer or, an officer level up to a sergeant. But there was not an open position when you look at the total number of positions.
So not to, extend that conversation, but if there is a promotion, there is a raise, obviously, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Are those things built into the budget that's presented, or is that above and beyond, or is that taken into consideration while preparing the budget?
I believe it's taken into consideration while preparing the budget. They will look ahead to see what, they know of.
Compensation adjustments. Plus, it's the police department we're talking about, so it's all collective bargaining.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was, we had the budget presented to us before someone was promoted. So, is it just that the budget has that much slack in it that end of the year?
Or was it built in? Yeah.
How, like somebody might be promoted to lieutenant, so then it's just factored into the budget? How does that work?
Lieutenant Dioria was promoted to the interim lieutenant before the budget was presented. So I'm sure they factored in the fact that there would be a lieutenant position for the next year. So, but that happened before the budget was presented. I believe he was an interim for, I think the chief said last night, 6 months.
Yep. Since end of May, June, it's time.
Does the CBA drive promotions? As to like, you're here for 2 years, you're at this position, after 3 years, you're promoted to this position, so on and so forth.
It is not automatic. There's certain things that need to be met depending on, for the sergeants, they do take a sergeant's exam. There is a promotion for a MPO or a master patrol officer, but they have to meet certain criteria in order to receive that promotion as well. So certain amount of time, certain amount of qualifications and the like.
And that's all, that's CBA driven?
I'm going to say partially internal, their internal operating procedures, and then partially through the CBA.
Thank you, Mr. Colby.
And I believe part is also governed by the New Hampshire State Police Training and Council Unit on meeting the criteria to move up.
I would assume so, yeah. So any other new business or old business to discuss?
Well, the purchase, I think what, did we just authorize the purchases of 3 new Tahoes or something, or new replacement vehicles?
2.
2? All right.
And that's done through our capital improvements, so that's stuff the taxpayers have approved over the past years to plan for these types of changes.
Now, I remember when he was selected, it was Darrell Brennan it was brought to his attention during public comment that, why were we, it looked like we were going to be buying Tahoes and things like that. The dog's getting a Tahoe to for it. And he said that he was concerned and would look into it, because it seemed to, Tahoe seems to, it's kind of a, why a Tahoe? Why are we driving around like a, Department of Homeland Security type, big chunky vehicle, whereas we weren't doing that before. So
I think the chief came in after that meeting when he first asked that and explained it. And the chief explained it again last night. Why the Tahoe? The officers.
Does it cost less? Or?
Yeah, because that's,
okay, does it cost less?
If you let me speak, I'll explain to you. Or you can go watch the meeting from last night.
Or is the BOS rep, you could repeat it for everyone that's watching.
Yeah, and I will if you stop talking for 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds.
Thank you. All right, go watch the meeting. You're gonna, you're very disrespectful, and I'm just not putting up with it. So you can laugh all you want.
Yeah, I think it's very disrespectful to the taxpayers that they just can't find.
So for the taxpayers' benefit, I'll explain what the chief said last night. Last night, the chief explained why the Tahoes are a better vehicle. The officers now probably have 6 or 8 inches more equipment strapped to their body. The Explorers are just not big enough when these officers are going to be in these vehicles for 8 to 10 hours a day. It's, there's more equipment that they have to carry. So the Tahoes allow for more equipment. There's AEDs. I'm sure they have rifles. They have other equipment that go into the back of these, and the Explorers just weren't enough.
They have the mobile data terminals. He said they have printers and the like that they're carrying with them as well. And the wider vehicle makes it easier to be able to do that.
Do we find a Tahoe has a longer life? Or similar? Or
The police packages are just
similar.
about the same
Okay,
between
just
the
wondering if there's
Explorer
another
and
purpose.
the Tahoes.
It's a similar life. We in past experience, we typically start to replace vehicles around 100 to 110 to 115,000 miles, because that's when you start dumping a lot more maintenance wise into it. So those are some of the reasons why we do that, but not to mention that the mileage on the vehicles, but also the runtime. So a lot of these times, we're putting on, I don't know, in
13,000 hours.
13,000 hours, which equates to about 20 to 30 miles per hour.
Okay.
Runtime. So, you add that onto the total mileage, and you're probably looking at 160 to 180,000. So it's not just the wear and tear of driving the vehicles, it's the idling, the running, because, you know, they got to leave their car, their vehicle's running, and, you know, they don't stop. So what the police chief explained last night is that they don't run the same vehicle 3 shifts in a row. They rotate them through so that we're not constantly running them over and over and over.
All right, thanks for that.
Nolan's got his hands up.
I'm sorry, Nolan, go ahead.
So with the Tahoes, is there a difference in the gas consumption as opposed to, I know it's a larger one. I don't know what motors they have in the police Tahoes, and I consistently hear about running or idling. So are we going to see an increase in gas usage with the larger blocks?
I didn't think we had an analysis of what the gas usage is for the Tahoes, but they're very similar to the Explorers.
Yeah.
Can I ask, is it possible for the police chief to be here at the deliberate to answer some of these questions from the public? I know it's a month or so, and 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, just so when public has questions about the police department, it'd be nice to have complete info. Any other discussions before we adjourn tonight?
Just an observation.
Yes, sir.
The Atkinson Police Department is approximately 1.2 million. So, I mean, we're about $2 million more expensive, you know, than Atkinson. I mean, I understand that there's a distinction that we're the 125 corridor, but is it really $2 million, more?
So my follow-up question, I don't know if you have it there, Rich, would be, what's the quantity of full-time staff? We can obtain it. I don't
I'm
know.
just saying that there are $2 million.
But proportionally, they're the same size population, right?
Well, yeah, but how much of that salary?
If we're talking apples and apples, we're talking we can have a larger force, they can have a smaller force, but if they're able to do it within, that's kind of being lean. If they're able to serve their community with the same population with, a smaller force, I guess there's something to be said about that too.
Okay.
So I may or may not be speaking out of turn because I've been away from it for a while, but there was a time when Atkinson ran a considerable amount of part-timers versus full-timers, which takes away from the expense of benefits, et cetera, et cetera.
Great.
And the state has changed its regulations, and except for places like Laconia and Hampton Beach and a few other places, even though they are certified and trained, not a full-time academy, it's considered a part-time academy. The state, New Hampshire State Police Training and Council standards is getting away from part-time officers. So as they leave or retire, they're not being replaced. They're budgeting for full-time officers.
All right, thank you. Any other discussions before we adjourn for tonight? So I'll propose the next meeting is as soon as I hear back from the Board of Selectmen. You'll hopefully have an email as soon as I hear from Jay. We can adjourn the meeting at 7:31. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Charlene. Hey, Greg, you have a question?